me, a nigga who pick who he fight with.
Right.
Like if you see when you I'm not going because this.
I won't for him, but
I think I can take him.
Right.
You want to fight the nigga you think you can.
Jay Prince tried to pull that classic old school check-in move on 50 Cent. Like he was just another rapper passing through Houston, looking for a cosign and a photo op. But 50 wasn't having it. Instead of playing along, he flipped the whole situation and called the system out for what it really is. Control disguised as respect. He basically sent Jay Prince a message, "Try me if you want." And just like that, what had once been silent tension between Houston's quiet power player and New York's fearless hustler turned into an open rivalry. But here's the thing, this clash didn't start overnight. The animosity had been brewing for years. To understand it, you have to go back. Jay Prince, the mastermind behind Rap-A-Lot Records, isn't your typical music executive. He's the original model of the street smart mogul. Calm, strategic, and more feared than seen. In Houston, Jay Prince isn't just respected. People choose their words carefully when they mention his name, because stepping into his city without checking in isn't just about skipping a courtesy call, it's a risk. You're gambling with your safety, your jewelry, and maybe even your reputation.
Like I got out there, they showed me a lot of love. But Shreveport had the infrastructure already here. Like even the tax incentive was put. And so a lot of people have been talking about, man, he's here only because they gave him a cheap deal or something like that. The reality is there's more to that deal. Yes. Way more. They can't see it right now. I'm spending $20 million this year anyway in the same building that they're saying was the cheap building. Right. So find somebody else to.
And that's exactly where 50 Cent comes in. The one man who built his entire legacy by refusing to play by anyone else's rules. From the very beginning, he's been at war. Ja Rule, Irv Gotti, Murder Inc., the list goes on. His whole journey is rooted in defiance, and Houston was never going to be the city that changed that. Sid built his empire, G-Unit, around a single principle: never bow to anyone. Untouchable, unbothered, unchecked. No check-ins, no ring kissing, no paying gatekeepers for access. That mindset didn't just make him successful, it made him dangerous.
Came to the city of Houston, but he didn't just come here to live. He has been helping out on so many causes in this city. And especially, he has been in our high schools, turning our high school students into entrepreneurs with his Unity Camp program. I've seen him firsthand. This city has been elevated because of his presence. And so today we have the honor of saying to him, he's our 2022 Grand Marshal. Give it up to Curtis 50 Jackson. Now, before I call on him to speak, let me present you first a key to the city of Houston. Anywhere you go, 550 buildings, use the key, the door will swing wide open.
A man who refuses to play the game is a threat to everyone who benefits from it. So when whispers began that 50 Cent was shifting his base to Houston, things got tense, fast. This wasn't about music anymore. It was about territory, pride, and power. Two dominant egos on a collision course. Jay Prince had Houston on lock. Every major move, every big name passed through him. But 50 Cent wasn't some outsider looking for approval. He was a walking challenge, a one-man rebellion against the whole check-in culture. And both men knew that if things escalated, it wouldn't stay quiet. When 50 landed in Houston and refused to check in with Jay Prince, it wasn't just seen as disrespect. It was a message, a deliberate power move made in plain sight. And he didn't keep it subtle. He made it public. At first, it played out like a Cold War. Sneaky shade, cryptic posts, silent tension spreading coast to coast. 50 kept running his empire in New York, trolling online like it was second nature, while Jay Prince stayed calm in Houston, overseeing his city like it belonged to him. But that silence shattered the moment 50 dropped a tweet, a short post that hit like a declaration. Within hours, the internet exploded. Comments, clips, chaos everywhere. And then came the moment no one saw coming. 50 standing tall on that parade float.
Maybe we need to change the word for the youngster. The checking in part, is they seem to get hung up on that word checking in.
Yeah.
So if we could diversify that word and bring it up to a 2021 thing.
Right. What's the word, OG? What's the word?
Maybe we may want to tell them they need to get connected. You're stuck on stupid, right?
Yeah.
You're stuck on stupid, and you're not using your powers or access to powers that you have. You're looking at it as a negative versus a positive. You know, we all know if you can tap into good people wherever you go.
Wherever. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a blessing, Rip.
Smiling like he'd grown up in Houston, 50 stood there unfazed. No panic, no security scramble, just pure confidence. The kind of energy that makes even the calmest king feel challenged. I love New York, but I live in Houston now. I'll explain later. That's what 50 posted. Short, cool, and cryptic. But let's be clear, this wasn't some random move. It was a calculated play that didn't relocate for attention. He was thinking ahead. New York's heavy taxes were cutting deep into his empire, and Houston offered something different. Room to expand, favorable business laws, and a thriving hip-hop scene on the verge of another boom. It was the perfect foundation for his next era of dominance. And then there was Branson Cognac, his passion project, his brand. For that to grow, he needed a southern base, a nightlife hub where bottles sold fast and steady. Houston was exactly that. So when 50 moved, he wasn't just relocating. He was planting a flag. But here's where it got tricky. He did all of it without checking in. To someone like Jay Prince, that wasn't just business. It was personal. In Houston, that kind of move is like walking into a lion's den and staring the king in the eyes. Word spread quickly. Whispers became stories. Stories turned into rumors. Some said Jay Prince had people reach out to apply pressure. Quiet visits, subtle warnings, soft threats. Others even claimed he wanted 50 to pay for what they called street-level protection.
Don't turn me down. What you said? Don't turn me down. What you on, folks? Don't turn you down. Yeah, man. What you on, folks? What you mean what I'm on? What you on, man? What the deal there? What up? What up? You want to buy your shit back? What? You ain't get you flunked out ass little nigga. I'm trying to see where you at. You dumb mother. What you got? $20 out of cup? Nah, nigga. You know what we got? Nigga, stop that cap.
Man.
Hey, the motherfucking capping, bro. They gonna believe anything in nigga.
So to start my car, I just took a picture in the same car today with my little boy. You on this like y'all.
I got a call, you know what I mean, because the little homie young boy, the place got broke into. He went in his place, disrespected different things, and you know, I got a call about it. And the little homies that went into this place want to make that right because they understand that, you know what I mean, young boy family is okay with me. And as you can see, homie, to make a long story short, I got your keys to your Rolls Royce, I got your keys to your McLaren, with all that shit that they took, and the homie, Shakur, what you got, homie?
We got your Rolls Royce umbrellas, we got your keys, got a bunch of other shit, so.
But 50? Nah, he doesn't flinch. He told his crew straight up. G-Unit moves on its own. We're not paying anyone just to exist in their city. For 50, respect isn't something you purchase. It's something you earn. And if you try to test him, he'll make sure the whole world sees you get checked, just in a very public way. So what happened next? Word is, Jay Prince allegedly tried to hit 50 with a no-fly zone. Translation, you're not welcome in Houston. Now, that kind of warning might shake smaller artists, the ones still trying to get a seat at the table. But not 50, because 50 is the table. Instead of backing down, he flipped the script and turned the whole situation into entertainment. Instagram lit up, memes everywhere. 50 treated it like a stand-up special, mocking the entire check-in culture as if it were an outdated mob rule. And just to stir the pot, he publicly dared Jay Prince to respond. It was petty, it was calculated, it was classic 50, but underneath the jokes and trolling, things were getting serious. Behind the scenes, 50 was building something major, a $20 million G-Unit film and TV studio set to rise in Houston. Jobs, internships, film production, a full-scale media empire that could have made H-Town the next big creative hub. Then, out of nowhere, the project got pulled and relocated to Shreveport, Louisiana. Publicly, 50 brushed it off, saying it was about better infrastructure. But anyone tuned in knew what really happened. It wasn't about logistics. It was about power. The politics in Houston had gotten messy and unpredictable, and 50 doesn't dance with snakes. He just moves the whole stage, cuts the grass, and relocates the empire. But here's the poetic twist. Jay Prince may have tried to shut him out, but Houston had a different plan. Because just 1 year after 50 arrived, the city didn't just accept him, they embraced him like one of their own.
Hey, I don't want no friends, I don't want no new relationships. All it. Hey, I don't respect none of this shit, man. If you got something for me, man, they got plenty around me you could call. Man, nigga, it's plenty ways you can get in touch with me. Man, don't get on no internet and do nothing publicly. Don't do nothing dealing with no publicity, none of that fuss and shit. And I'm good on the keys, gangster. When you buy shit cash, two keys come with the car anyway. Man, you man.
In 2022, right there at Houston's Thanksgiving Day parade, Mayor Sylvester Turner handed 50 Cent the key to the city. The crowd went wild. Cameras flashing, people cheering, the streets echoing with energy. Mayor Turner took the mic and called 50 a philanthropist and entrepreneur, thanking him for investing in the youth through his G-Unity program. Meanwhile, the streets were buzzing. Wait a minute, Jay Prince tried to block him, and now the city's honoring him, yet there he was. 50 Cent standing tall on that parade float, waving like Houston royalty, smiling like he'd been running the city his entire life. And truthfully, by that point, he kind of was, because this moment wasn't for show, it was real. Through the G-Unity Foundation, 50 started giving back in a big way. Turkey drives, toy giveaways, school donations, hands-on efforts that directly helped Houston families. And he didn't do it solo. He partnered with the Houston Rockets, Texans, and Astros, pushing everything through his Sire Spirits brand. The same man they once said wasn't welcome ended up owning the moment. No beef, no check-in, no permission, just legacy. 50 didn't play by the rules. He rewrote them. And that's why, whether you love him or hate him, you can't deny his strategy. Every time someone tries to shut him out, he just builds a bigger stage. If you made it this far, make sure to subscribe, like, and drop a comment below. Because this story is just another chapter in the legend of 50 Cent. And trust me, you don't want to miss what's next. By 2023, 50 wasn't just living in Houston, he was invested in it. That year alone, he donated more than $850,000 worth of toys directly to Houston's kids. No bragging, no headlines, just impact. Then came 2024, and instead of slowing down, he turned things up once again, his way. He auctioned off 2 giant bottles of Le Chemin du Roi champagne, raising $500,000 for the Houston Children's Charity. And get this, the event raised a total of $6 million, while 50 stood on stage earning applause from city officials, kids, and celebrities alike.
With older people, they're the last to know that things have changed. We not your little niggas. Like, the way you talking, I don't get what you mean. We're not your little niggas. Like, for real, all that big homie stuff, that's for little niggas. Little niggas have big homies. We're not little niggas, so we don't even respect big homies. I know Killer doesn't, and for me, I never respected niggas in the streets. That's why I always got the problem.
Jay, Prince was reportedly watching from the sidelines, the same man who once treated Houston's respect like currency. Now, he was seeing another boss celebrated in the open. That had to sting. And just when it seemed things might settle down, Tony Yayo, G-Unit's most outspoken member, reignited the fire. In a Vlad TV interview, Yayo broke it down clearly. The reason G-Unit never checked in anywhere? It's a hustle, bro. You check in, you pay up, or you get lined up. According to Yayo, Jay Prince built his entire reputation around being the so-called protector of artists in Houston. But he claimed it was never really about safety. It was about control. A friendly system with a steep price tag. Respect packaged as protection. Loyalty disguised as leverage. At first glance, it might sound like a harmless street tradition. But peel back the layers, and it looks more like organized extortion dressed up as custom. Because if you're an artist landing in Houston, there's an unspoken rule. You check in with Jay Prince and his people. Or you risk learning the hard way what happens if you don't. That brings us to the NBA YoungBoy situation. He came to Houston on business. No check-in, no heads up, just pure confidence. Not long after, his spot was hit. Chains gone, cash missing, car keys vanished. You could call it coincidence. But the streets don't believe in coincidences, because when the same people offering protection might also be the ones you need protection from, that's not safety. That's extortion with a handshake. Then, out of nowhere, Jay Prince appeared on Instagram claiming he'd recovered Youngboy's stolen items, presenting himself like the hero of the story. But instead of handling it privately, he broadcasted it online for everyone to see, like a PR stunt. Youngboy didn't stay quiet. He fired back, calling it exactly what it was, a stunt. Said if Jay Prince truly wanted to help, he wouldn't be online flexing for likes like a 60-year-old clout chaser. Brutal, but honest. And he wasn't the only one calling it out. Cameron and Ma Day chimed in too, publicly clowning Jay Prince for still trying to play mob boss in 2025. Their message was sharp. Real OGs uplift, they don't extort. And they didn't hold back, saying, if you're pushing 60 and still running the block instead of the boardroom, that's not power. That's failure. But there's another side to Jay Prince's reputation. The infamous dice games, his second favorite pastime, right after intimidation. These weren't friendly weekend rolls. They were high-stakes setups involving serious money and serious tension. And in Houston, everybody knows those games rarely end with laughter. They end with stories, and lately, those stories have gotten darker. For years, whispers have circulated that some of those dice games weren't games at all. They were setups, carefully staged to trap rappers who refused to play by the rules. The most tragic example? Takeoff. Everyone remembers that night. The chaos, the heartbreak, the silence afterward. But beneath the headlines, the streets have whispered something deeper. Allegedly, Jay Prince was upset that Takeoff and Quavo didn't check in when they arrived in Houston. Word is he told his people to teach them a lesson, not to harm them, just to remind them. But things went wrong, horribly wrong. And instead of a warning, the world lost a legend. After that tragedy, Jay Prince went quiet. Real quiet. No accountability, no reflection, just deflection and damage control. Every time the subject came up, he found a way to sidestep it, mumbling through interviews and downplaying it like it was all just a misunderstanding. But the internet doesn't forget, and those who pay attention noticed something even darker. At one point, Jay Prince practically admitted to destroying evidence. Let that sink in. And sadly, Takeoff wasn't the only one caught in that kind of chaos. Remember Duke the jeweler? The young man who hit big at one of those infamous Houston dice games. He walked out nearly $100,000 up, probably thinking he just struck gold. But before he could even reach his car, shots rang out. Another life gone. Different night, same circle, same silence afterward.
Nothing should have happened. What do you say to that?
What I would say to that is, I have a track record, man, and the Prince family have a track record of 30 plus years of, honoring and loving on our guests and being with our guests, and no shit like this never happened. But here's the thing, and this is what people don't understand. We ain't never had nobody to attack us. If you know what I mean. When a man attack a situation with a weapon, then, it become a playing field where, any and everything go.
And Mike and Junior was walking by. He actually went in the restroom to wash blood off his hand where he had reached up on the Takeoff. He had to pick him up, and his fingers went in it. Why blood?
And through all of it, one truth kept echoing. In Houston, respect is currency. But when the wrong people control that currency, innocent ones end up paying the price. Ambushed, robbed, gone. Just like that, another promising black man lost over what? A rigged dice game and a fake street code that's protected the wrong people for far too long. Now put that next to 50 Cent, out here building community centers, donating toys, funding schools, and creating real opportunities. There's no comparison. One man's building legacy, the other's still trying to rule through fear. And here's the part most people miss. 50's trolling isn't just for laughs anymore. Behind the memes, the jokes, and the smirks, there's strategy. Word on the street says he's been collecting receipts, quietly, carefully, and methodically. Talking to insiders, connecting dots, stacking evidence, because according to those in the know, this entire check-in culture isn't about safety. It's about extortion. An underground network disguised as respect, and lately, 50's been dropping subtle clues that federal eyes are already watching. he's not the type to bluff. When 50 makes a move, it's chess, not checkers. Those playful Instagram posts, they're distractions. The real work's happening in silence. And when it finally surfaces, someone's empire might collapse overnight. Whether he's building a legal case or preparing for a public takedown, one thing's for sure, we're just one post, one leaked message, or one federal tip away from the possible downfall of J. Prince's entire operation. Because the truth is, every street code has an expiration date. And the moment the wrong man starts playing by real laws instead of street laws, the whole game changes. One man might still have the streets, but the other, he's got the city on lock. And right now, it's clear who's winning the war. Cent didn't just move to Houston, he took it over. While J. Prince was allegedly out here strong-arming artists and flexing old-school intimidation, 50 was shaking hands with the mayor, riding parade floats, and building programs that actually changed lives. That's not ego, that's impact. That's power with purpose. Meanwhile, the entire check-in system looks like it's crumbling, shaky, running out of time. The same streets that once whispered are now speaking out loud. So the real question is, who runs Houston now? The quiet street boss lurking in the shadows, or the man holding the literal key to the city? You tell us. Is 50 going too far? Or is he the hero hip-hop didn't know it needed? The one finally pulling back the curtain on the industry's unspoken rules? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like and subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter. Because trust me, it's only going to get messier from here.